morning. Welcome to episode 2 of our productive week in my life. I'm struggling a bit this morning, and I'm not going to lie, it has been a difficult emotional morning. A couple emails that were difficult, some news that was difficult. I got up this morning to go look at the lunar eclipse that was going on, and it should have been visible around 5 in the morning, and there were so many clouds I couldn't see it. So I also am not someone who can nap or go back to sleep and not have a headache, and I've already been dealing with so many headaches, so I was like, I can't go back to bed. So I tried to get some stuff done, but I had a doctor's appointment this morning, and that also did not go as I hoped. So there's just been kind of one thing after another, and good for the vlog because how do you get reset? How do you keep moving forward? Sometimes it's just a matter of not letting myself spiral into it and just taking some deep breaths, trying to find a little bit of a reset and saying, okay, what can I be grateful for in this moment? What is going well? What am I happy about? What can I just lean into and say, you know what, I can point to that and say, that's going really well. We have the bluebonnets, like I mentioned, are just starting to come up, and there's even more. Like we see a lot of clumps of green weeds, looks like, in the yard, but those will all become beautiful flowers soon. I'm gonna switch my little daily cube here. It is March 3rd. So I have actually a meeting with my operations manager in 6 minutes. So I definitely need to get my attitude in a much better place to start strategizing some things. So I need a couple of minutes before that starts. I'm also, you can maybe tell from my face, but when you have a chronic illness, sometimes you don't know when you're going to wake up and something has triggered inflammation or other issues. And I definitely am having inflammation in my hands and in my face and just my body in general. And it is causing some pain. And I just, you just have to figure your way through it and find your tools and things that are going to help. So for now, I don't have time to dig into that because I have a meeting that I have to get to. But after the meeting, I will dive into some of those tools. But I also know that I have a huge day ahead and I lost some of the morning. So we might have to adjust the plan. And I think the hardest part of that plan adjustment is the mental health side of it, of man, I wanted things to be different. I was trying to get more done. So I constantly have to pull myself back from it and calm down and say nice things, just like I would when Evie's having a meltdown. Turn and say, you know what, everything's fine. You're feeling fine. I love you. Acknowledge her pain and say, it's going to be okay. I understand why you're feeling frustrated. It's like treat myself as if I am my own child. And that actually is helpful. But let's just quickly look through my Kanban board and see if there's anything I got done yesterday that I can move down the board. So over here, I can't really move the 50K. I did do a little bit of sprints last night, but I didn't get it done, so nothing there can move. But over here I did finish the A5 planners, so that is done. And over here I did the workout, so I got Jazzercise 4 done. I can't really work out the full out way that I want to because of my neck pain, but at least I got something done. So we'll move this next one down and see if we can make that later in the week. So couple things moved. That is a huge win. So I will reset my energy and say, good job, Sarah. You've got a couple things done. Let's go have a good meeting. And then I will check in with you and my planner, and we'll reset the plan for the day based on my energy, my mood, and what I feel like I'm capable of, and to try to actually lift my mood instead of trying to push through things that feel hard. So I will see you after that meeting. Hello, second coffee of the day. Had George make me a coffee. I am struggling today a bit. And this is the thing about showing a whole week is I very rarely have two just amazing days back to back. I will say, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but the lighting is not going to go well. I'll see if I can get it later, but it's sunny and beautiful. And I would love to go for a long walk, but the wind is insane. And I just know it's going to feel cold and not able to go for a walk just yet. But we'll see if we can get out for a walk when the kids get home. I had a 3-task block, hour-and-a-half meeting with Malia, my ops manager, and we worked out some strategies and some things that she's going to be working on. I do have to, this was not on my list on my planner, but I need to re-export all of the HB90 planners that I finished yesterday because Angela was proofreading them again and found one error. So I have to go back through. That's going to take at least one task block just to export everything and double check it and get it into the folder for my VA. So that's adding one on. I lost time this morning. This is where so much of the mental stuff comes in, because we can have a plan for the week and we can think this is going to be great, and we can see how we got all our little ducks in a row when we plan. And then inevitably our mood is bad one day, we have a headache, something comes up, a work didn't get done when you thought it would. There's always an infinite number of ways that your plan can go astray. And so it's really just a matter of trying to do what you can to recognize when your mood is low or your energy is low, and either look through your plan and say, okay, what can I do that will pick up my energy or my mood? Where can I still find success today? What can I eliminate from my schedule for this week and push to next week? What can I do that sounds fun? There's any number of these things that you can do. Another thing that you can do that I often will do is pull out my little jars, and you guys have seen this before if you've been here for a while, but I have these little jars with various base fillers in them. And sometimes I'll just look and see, like right now I have 4 big tasks that I need to do for the Broken Chapter Society. So I could just pull 4 gemstones out of here, put them in the to-do little cauldron or whatever. I have multiple things of these. Or I could just I have these little miniature Kanban boards throughout the house. So I could just take them, put my little tasks on there, do just a 5-minute song, or get up and move my body, go outside in the sun, something that's going to lift my mood a little bit, come back in and see that limited number of tasks. That can be such a game changer, because when I'm looking at everything on my list and it looks like there's a bunch of stuff that's not going to get done on time, it just continues to spiral into a negative feeling of like, this is overwhelming, there's too much, I can't do this. But if I can remember my tools and remember that I don't have to get it all done, say nice things to myself. I know I've said this a million times so far, but it's so important. And then let's try it. We're going to take one of I got to go find them, but I'm going to take some little page flags. I'm going to write the tasks that I need to get done on my miniature Kanban board. And then I'm going to turn on some music on my record player, and we're just going to stretch, feel good for a little bit. We're going to sip the coffee. And one of the biggest things to not do that I used to do all the time was, you know what, I deserve a little bit of a break. Let's open Instagram, let's open Facebook, do a quick sweep, see what other people are doing in the world. And that is the absolute trap that I have to avoid, because it's a landmine. Sometimes, great, you're going to see some fun things, but 9 times out of 10, I'm either going to lose track of time and stay too long, in which case it doesn't feel like a break and it only increases my panic when I realize how long I've spent on Instagram or whatever. And 2, I am 75% chance of seeing something that is going to upset me, trigger comparison, make me feel like I'm not doing enough, or that people aren't happy with the work I'm doing. And that is absolutely unhelpful. That's like throwing, gas on a fire if you are already having a bad day. So that is the main thing I will avoid. So I'm going to do everything I can to lift my mood. I'm going to get really clear about the tasks that I want to get accomplished. And I'm going to start to build slowly by slowly positive momentum, positive feelings in my body. And then after a bit, I will reevaluate and see how I'm doing with my mood, how much energy I have left to continue getting things done. And, if I want to alter my plan a little bit. So let's do it. Those little tips have carried me through, and I've gotten so much more work done. I posted a short, like I created a short because I'm trying to post every day for YouTube and Instagram. I did all of my BCS tasks, what I have been putting off for several days, and I finally did some updates to my audiobooks on BookFunnel and so forth. I had that meeting with Malia. I got the planners uploaded to my VA, and that is most of the work that I was trying to get done. So the music, the Kanban board, see my progress. It's so satisfying. That is done. And I actually am rewarding myself with a little piece of Dubai chocolate. That was my little reward sitting here by the computer. Now I have 170. Let me show you. Like, one of my tasks that I'm supposed to be doing next is the Waco vlog. And there are, if you're ever wondering how difficult vlogs are to put together, there are 170 over 15 gigabytes of vlog footage. So I have just gotten it all uploaded. I've got the project set up, and I have picked out on Epidemic Sound about 6 songs that I can use throughout the vlog. I might need more than that. I'm also realizing that I did not finish the vlog. It's just, there's no ending to it. So I'm gonna have to record something, and that is not good. So I'm just going to take a break. George has gone to get the kids. They should be home soon. And I've got a mommy Evie night time scheduled with Evie. So I think I'm just going to take a break for a little while. Not going to work on the vlog, which is going to change my upload schedule for the week, because I had hoped to get this vlog up today, but then I missed editing it yesterday. And I'm not even going to get it edited today. So it's likely to just go up as my normal Thursday video, which is fine. And then this series that I'm recording right now will go up next week, and it just pushes a video to the side. And it's, it's always disappointing when your plans don't work out exactly the way you strategized or thought they would be. But in the end, there's just some things are not as important. And like I said, last night I should have been working on edits of my book, but I ended up cleaning the room. And this morning I'm so glad to have my bedroom be pristine clean. It just felt so good when I got up this morning. So that has helped a little bit. Sometimes things are just going to get moved, but I feel like I'm mostly done with updates for the day. If I get back from my time with Evie and I get her down tonight, then I will work on editing this vlog, or I will work on my book edits, which have to get done because I'm so close to finishing this book. But I can make that my main priority for tomorrow, is these vlog edits, my book edits, and that's the main things. I think. Let me look. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that I can definitely do that, because I did some of the audiobook stuff today that was on the schedule for tomorrow. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. All I will do at this point, again, let me move you to the planner. So as I was going throughout the day, these 2 did not get done, which was really supposed to be the main part of the day. But I have been, keeping track, 1, 2, 3. This only took 1, where I estimated it would take 3 task blocks, but it only took 1. This one I thought would take 2, but it took 3. And then I added a couple of things over here, which kind of makes up for the one that I got done faster. So then all I do is I typically will just go back to this main weekly overview page, and I will add those in. So basically I had 3 admins, so that's 2, 3, and 4. I had planners and IG posts, and like I said, when I was doing this, I didn't fully put in my planned social media, so it's just kind of going in. I can't even remember if I put it in admin or YouTube, but we're just going to put it here because there's more space to kind of grow. So those are those 2 kind of extra pieces. Oh, you know what? Actually, the HB90 could be 1 here instead of this one. BCS, I spent 1, and then socials here also. And let's see what else. Admin for audiobook stuff, that's 1, 2, and 3. So that is just basically how I track my time. And this part is not necessary, but the reason that I do this estimating of my time, like I mentioned before, is first of all, so I can see, am I actually spending the amount of time that I need to? And if I think I have this much time available, 100 task blocks, 50 hours, And then when I finish the week and I add everything up, I've only worked 50 task blocks. Then I can know this is really, I might have the time, but this is unrealistic. Or I need to evaluate and say what part of my mental health, my energy, my resistance, what else is a factor here in the fact that I'm not working this amount of hours. I very rarely end up working the amount of hours I thought, and I very rarely end up finishing everything, which is fine, but I do try over time to keep getting better at it. And the more I get better, then the more I'm able to do and sustain long term. So then I'll just go through here and I'll mark off anything that I did get done. So for example, let me grab the larger part of my pen. I got book 1, book 2, book 3, and book 4 all updated today. I finished the March freebie. I haven't done the manifesting live stream, but I did get some of that done. I got some of this done as well. None of this other stuff is done though. None of this. I started this one. But I did get a YouTube short up, which feels really good. The Etsy listing, Dropbox email stuff is in progress, but now it's in the hands of my team. I did this Zoom with Malia, which technically is part of my blue stuff here. So that is all done. I have this planner loom is done, and yeah, not too bad. Still got several days. This is only 2 days worth of work, and I have significant progress done. So then I sometimes will also go through and take a look at my Kanban board in the next room and start planning for Wednesday as well. But since I don't know if I'm going to come back and do this vlog or anything tonight, I'm not going to plan for Wednesday yet. So I will see you later, and then I'm going to just go enjoy time with my family and time out in the sun for a little while, which honestly, it's only 3:17. So not a bad day, especially since I had a rough morning. I've still gotten a lot done. Hello, it is Wednesday and it's still our productive week in the life, but I am struggling this morning just because I have had this persistent neck and back pain for 2 weeks, and I'm so over it, and I'm so tired of not being able to get a good night's sleep because of it. And so we're going to just adapt, and this is just the way it is. I feel like no week ever goes exactly according to plan. No health ever stays exactly how I want it. Even if I'm feeling great, Evie's sick, or Andrew gets sick, or there's something else going on. So I'm not sick. I'm just in pain. I am on my way to the chiropractor again this morning. It is 9:30. I have been journaling all morning. I have been trying to sit with an ice pack and just kind of taking it easy and doing what I can to feel okay. Obviously, I took a shower and just threw my hair in a clip, which actually my friend is like, don't drive with a clip because if you get in an accident, it can be bad. So I will take that down when I start driving. But here's the thing. I feel like I am constantly in this back and forth, like the tension and anxiety of knowing on one hand that I have big dreams and I'm capable of bigger things, and I'm not living up to my potential, and I need to just go all in and go for it and be the person that I want to be. Like, I see that, I see the potential, I long for it, I feel it with my whole heart, I can visualize it. But then on the other side of the coin, not having fully the energy or the health or the resources inside myself to fully just go on and go for it. And part of it is just stage of life, having 2 young kids. Part of it is the fact that I have built my businesses to have 2 full businesses, and I'm trying to go all in on 2 businesses at the same time, which is hard, and I've been doing it all by myself for too long. And I just feel like as I approach a really big milestone birthday, because now it is March, I am less than 11 months away from a huge milestone birthday, and it just has me thinking, you are not the person yet that you want to be, and it is time, it is go time, and I feel it with every day, every moment. But like, we can't live with that pressure all the time, you know? And so I'm always in this dance between do your best, go for it, get motivated, let's go, and this resistance also of like, what if I'm not good enough? What if I can't do it? What if I can't sustain it? What if I'm choosing wrong? Like the self-doubt, the imposter syndrome, all of those things. And I'm the tension between those two things feels so tight sometimes that I feel like it's just going to snap. And I'm either going to, I think the fear is that I'm going to fall back into the same place where I was in my 20s when I just basically gave up on life. I know it was trauma that would rattle anybody, but at the same time, there are times when I look back on that and I blame myself for like not doing more with my life or not being stronger. And I just have to let that go and forgive myself and love myself, like radically self-love myself. I don't know, like, you know what, you did the best you could in really, really difficult circumstances that would have broken anybody, Sarah. You are fine. So I've got these like, an angel on one shoulder, a devil on the other. And I mention it because I know that so many of us do. It's like, I think so often when you see people that are achieving big things, you think, well, they just set a goal and they just did it and everything was easy for them. And, for some people, maybe that is the case, but I think a lot of people just don't show this part of it because they're embarrassed and they don't want people to know how much they struggle. But we know that people who are famous and high achievers do still struggle with mental health issues. The evidence is there, but not everybody feels comfortable talking about it. And it's not that it's easy for me to talk about it because I know there's judgment. It's just that I feel so passionate about sharing this side of it because I think so often people think if I talk about how I'm afraid and I feel like an imposter and I want big things, but I also can't always motivate myself to go after it. And I have to-do lists and dreams and I just can't make myself follow through every time because I'm scared. I think people are afraid if you share that, people will think you're weak. And there are people that think that about me and have openly said it, online. But I don't think I'm weak. And that's what really matters. And I don't think you're weak either. I think it's just that it's not weakness. It's just the human experience, right? It's like when you want big things and you want your life to change, everything about the past and all of your fears are going to show up to drag you kicking and screaming back to your comfort zone because everything new and big feels dangerous. It feels like you're not safe doing this. Be careful. But I'm hitting a tipping point for myself where, like I said, that thread between who I want to be and going all in and being scared is about to snap, and I can feel it every day of my life. I can feel it. And I refuse to let it snap and go to a negative place. I want it to slingshot me forward and to make all my dreams come true. And so, I just think that for all of those of us out here stuck in that place between I'm so ready for change and I can't always motivate myself and I am constantly hitting walls in how I feel and my health and the things that are happening in the world and the things that are happening in my life, and there's all these obstacles. I think that there's never going to be a moment where the way is cleared and everything becomes easy and your mindset is fixed. So all we have to do is stick together and keep believing in ourselves and just not give up. And when we feel those moments of big change are upon us, that's when we have to say, I'm going to be brave enough to keep moving forward. Come what may, I'm going to keep living my truth and I'm going to keep going for my dreams. And I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm not giving up on myself. And that's what really matters. All right, this little car talk is going to make this video so much longer than I intended it to be, but I'm going to the chiropractor. I'm going to get coffee or maybe a 7 Brew. They have this new like kiwi lime energy drink for, not Valentine's, for St. Patrick's Day. I think I'm going to go get that and then I will be back and we're going to write today. So I will check in with you in a little bit. Hello. This is not typically how I want to look on camera, but you know what? I cannot stop to try to just get all my hair done right. So you guys are getting me like this and it's fine. I will be more confident. It is 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday. I have not recorded a lot today because I have just been in the zone. Plus, my eye is twitching, which is a surefire sign that I am both probably dehydrated and a little more stressed than I want to be. And I am being a lot more mindful of when I get stressed because my health is more important than anything that I'm getting done on my to-do list. However, my to-do list is going pretty well for the week. So I ended up writing some last night. I got to about 46,000 words. So we're going to head towards 50,000 today. And also, I have been just kind of knocking things off. I just took a couple of minutes to look at what else needs to get done. But George and I basically, I went to the chiropractor, grabbed a 7 brew, which was helpful for the morning. And then George and I sat on the whiteboard. Well, we didn't sit there. George and I strategized a bunch of stuff on the whiteboard about my future and some of the decisions that I've been needing to make about my team and various other things like that. So that kind of work isn't always on a to-do list, but it is extremely important to my future, especially because of where I am right now in my decision-making process and where we are in the year and things like that. So that was super helpful. So then we continued the conversation out at lunch at First Watch, which was very nice, one of my favorite places. And now we're home. The kids will be home in a little over an hour. I'm going to take Andrew to the batting cages. Evie goes to an appointment for her stuff. And then tonight will be what tonight will be. I really, really want to get some writing done tonight, but there's a couple of other things that have to get done today. So at this point in the week, we're halfway through the week. It is becoming more and more clear at this point in the week what is going to get done, what there's not going to be time for, what I'm not going to have energy for, what the deadlines are that are coming up that are just non-negotiables. So this is what I'm doing usually on Wednesday. But because I am super, super lucky to have full control over my own time, it's a blessing and a curse, right? So on the blessing side, I can take a morning and kind of chill, but then I also might be working super late tonight, but I can also kind of create the schedule that I want to create for myself. The curse part is because I have so much going on, I have something like 8 hours of live streams this weekend and I will not get a day off. Like there's no weekend for me. I have a bunch of stuff on Friday, Saturday, all day is double down day, as well as Publish and Thrive Module 5 Q&A. And then on Sunday, we have the follow through fix where we're focusing in on imposter syndrome. And that's a 2-hour live stream. So there's just going to be a lot of live streams. So here midweek, I'm recouping my energy. I'm taking care of myself. I'm doing things that refill my well. And it might not look like a traditional schedule where like Sundays are off or Saturdays are off and you're working 9 to 5. But the important thing, if you're watching this, is not that you try to emulate my schedule, but rather that you, as you go through it, if I have to give you some tips, it's that you have an awareness of how much time and energy you have, and you're constantly keeping your eye on that throughout the week and saying, is this sustainable? Can I keep going at this pace? Do I need a night off? Et cetera, et cetera. Okay, let me show you kind of where we are with the planner so far for the week. On Wednesday, here is the plan. So YouTube, this is becoming a non-negotiable now. This Waco vlog, I had hoped to go up on Tuesday, and then I was going to do a 90-day Kanban board video on Thursday. That got pushed or maybe eliminated. So this Waco vlog has to get edited and uploaded today so that it'll post tomorrow. So this is on my non-negotiables list. A Mirror of Shadows, this needs to go up for pre-order by Friday, ideally for Coffee Chat. So I need to get a little farther in my edits, feel a little bit more confident that everything's going to come together by the 27th. So I would like to get to 50,000. That's not going to happen before the kids get home from school. So I'm going to focus on the vlog and get as far as I can with that. And then I will do the writing stuff tonight. I might not get to 50K, but at least I'm making progress. George and I worked through some of this strategy stuff already, but I do want to keep working on this. And this is something I can do while I'm at the batting cages with Andrew because he doesn't need me to do anything actively. I've also got this spreadsheet that I was going to create. So the way that I knew this could go on my list for today is as I'm looking at the week, but also mainly this sheet, I can look and say, okay, what's a low energy thing that I can just knock out to give myself a little bit of momentum for the day? Oh, this spreadsheet, all I have to do is create it. That should be somewhat easy. And these tasks on here are always going to be a mix of really easy stuff and really hard stuff, low energy stuff, high energy stuff. Sometimes at this point in the week, I will also take a highlighter and I will highlight maybe in pink all the things that are low energy tasks that I can just knock off. Or sometimes what I do is I go in and I highlight all the things that have to get done and I can just let everything else go. But sometimes you don't know that at the beginning of the week. So as you begin to plan, for me, this is why I love having a planner that has all my tasks listed on one dashboard, separate from the weekly plan, because some of these things, like the finishing the vlog, that was on my Monday. So if I'm only looking at Wednesday now on my weekly plan, I'm going to miss that this didn't get done. So having them both is a way of me saying, here's all the things that have to get done in one simple list. Here's when I was planning the week, how I would ideally like it to go, which it never goes this way, but having the plan helps me know, is this sustainable or do I need to take some things off my plate? But then also having this daily page allows me to say, okay, here was my ideal for Wednesday, but what things on this list didn't get done yet? Or you can wake up and say, you know what? I've had a really tough week so far. My eye is twitching. I'm kind of stressed. Let me plan Wednesday differently than what I thought I was going to be capable of on Sunday. So if you're ever wondering, like, why does the HB90 planner have a task board and a monthly and a weekly and a daily? That is why. And if you like this layout of planner, but you don't need a daily page, there is a weekly version in there as well. But you can really do this system in any planner. But if you're interested in this planner, it is up. The Q2 version is up on Etsy, and you can grab that now, still at a discount, or you get a free Q2 printable planner if you join HB90, which of course is open for enrollment now and only a few times a year. So come join us if you'd like. At this point, I am looking at, okay, what has gotten done pretty good so far. This is maybe these extra videos I wanted to record for Publish and Thrive. I don't know for sure that I'm going to get to that this week. I might do it next week. We shall see how it goes. Part of it is going to depend on, I have this therapy session tomorrow, coaching energy session. If that is really tough, tomorrow night is going to be just rest time. And so sometimes I don't know how much energy I'm going to have. And that's why, like, when we go into a plan and we expect ourselves to just be perfect and execute it exactly as it is, it's really setting us up for not being human, for being more like robots. And some people have more discipline. Some people have less fluctuations in your schedule. But if you have a chronic illness like I do, you have children at home or someone that you're caretaking for, pets at home, you have lots of responsibilities like a full-time job or other things like that, there's just naturally going to be things. And instead of letting it frustrate you that you have to stay flexible, try going into the week with both an ideal plan and a to-do list, rather than just saying, here's the plan, and if it doesn't get done, I'm screwed. Say, like, here's the to-do list. I've identified the most important things, and then we'll set it up for, like, here's how it would ideally be, but with an understanding that it's probably not going to turn out like this. And then the flexibility of this daily to-do list of, like, okay, what out of the list of things for the week am I capable of at this point? And just doing your best as you go. And some things will get pushed and some things won't. But for me today, I also, sometimes on this planner, I don't use these boxes. Sometimes I put journaling in these boxes. Sometimes I put the meal plan. So these are super flexible to me, and I don't worry about keeping it the same. Some people will use this for the to-do list and this for their social media, which I think is good. Today, I have made note of what my team is doing so I can make sure they're staying on track, because I really need for these Etsy planners to go up, and I am not super... like I have a difficult time passing things off to other people. I'm a bit of a control freak. And so I'm double checking that they're getting that done. But this is my main plan for the day, and it's already 2 something. So I got to get moving on it, but we're going to focus on the Waco vlog first, and then we'll do all of the Mirror of Shadows stuff probably tonight, and then we'll reevaluate. But if I am able to get all of that done, I'm in a really good place to mostly focus on my writing for the rest of the weekend and the live streams. Hello, lovelies. It is Thursday. I did not update again yesterday, but I can tell you kind of what happened on Wednesday afternoon. So I edited the Waco vlog for about an hour, and then the kids got home, but I needed to take Andrew to the batting cages and do a few other things. I did make a post on Instagram while I was at the batting cages. I've been trying to post every day on YouTube Shorts as well, but that particular post I thought is not going to do well on on YouTube, so I didn't post it there. Anyway, story for another time. So I did get that done. And then when I got home, I was planning to finish the Waco vlog because I want it to go up today. However, I just did not feel like it. I could not find my motivation, and none of my usual tricks were working, which is usually a sign that I need a break. And so I took a break, and I love spending time with my family, just hanging out with Evie outside. The flowers are starting to bloom. The cows were in the backyard, well, in the fenced yard. We hung out with the chickens, fed them some bread that we had, just like hanging out and enjoying the family. We went for a walk. We had dinner together here at the house, and Evie helped me cook. It was just a fun, nice time. I also took some time to clean up my bathroom a little bit, like where my mirror is, just to get a little bit of good energy flowing in that way. And then we had some thunderstorms, so I sat on the back porch for a while and just recharged by doing some journaling, listening to some podcasts while the sun went down. One of the things that I wanted for this house, like when I was making my dream wish list for a new house a few years ago, was I really always wanted a porch that faced the sunset. And I'm so grateful that I have it. Like, I knew I wanted it, and George was like, that won't even make a difference. Wrong. It makes such a difference. It is one of my dream things. Someday there will be a pool out there as well. But for now, I'm enjoying the sunset and the countryside and all that comes with it, and just trying to find those little moments of joy off my phone, off of social media, off of anybody else's input on my life, and just enjoying the kids while they run around, enjoying books, enjoying my own thoughts, different things like that. So it was a refill night, which served me really well, because I thought, you know what, I'm actually going to sit down and work on my dominoes, my game board. That is a video for a different time, but I have a long-term planning strategy that I call my game board strategy. I teach this in my Your Path Forward course, so for those of you who have taken it, I don't redo my game board very often, but my game board has really been set for a couple of years now, and I have always mixed it with my Heart Breathings plans, and I think it's just time for a brand new Sarra Cannon book writing game board, because some of my goals there have changed and some of the tasks I want to do. So I was going to sit down and work on that for a while. However, when I sat down with my laptop and a face mask, I thought, I really want to write. And that felt so good. And I'm telling you, sometimes we think, oh my gosh, I've got a whole huge list to do. I've got to get this done. I can't afford to take a break. And we will just push, push, push. I know that is the case for me. Maybe some of you relate to that. Or you spend the time that you have that's like downtime either stressing out, consuming content that makes you stressed, or cleaning, or just doing something else that you feel like you always have to be productive, right? And just taking that time off, those few hours off without recording or doing anything else, just made me want to be creative. And so I pulled in the next part of my edits, the next few chapters, and I made it to 50,000 words edited. So that feels really good. Long intro for Thursday, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to look over the Kanban board again. This is often how I start my day. Now, it is almost 10 a.m. and I know that everybody watching probably has different schedules. So many of you have full-time jobs, or you don't have as much control over your time. But some of us are full-time writers, or you have a more flexible schedule. But sometimes I was still trying to force myself into what other people say is ideal. Like, you hear so many people give this advice of like, first thing in the morning, that's when you should be writing, or that's when you should get most of your work done. And for years I tried to fit myself into that mold. But the truth is, I have PCOS, and for those of you that have PCOS, you might have a similar issue where mornings are just really tough for me. There are real hormonal reasons why there's still too much melatonin in my system. I'm super groggy. Like, I don't know that I have ever woken up in the last 30 years and felt rested just because PCOS is like that. I start to feel more like I'm awake by 10 a.m., especially if I can work out in the morning. That really helps getting the nighttime hormones flushed out and the endorphins going. And so I kind of have let go of getting up and getting straight to work in the mornings. And I know that not everybody can do that, but if you can, just remember that there is no right or wrong way to set your schedule. Just because people say, oh, you'll do better in the morning or whatever. I actually write a lot better at night. And the more I can just allow myself to be myself, the more successful I will be. So I worked out this morning and then I went for a walk, and then I still was feeling resistance. So I pulled out one of my tools that I find very useful. And this is going to maybe sound a little bit weird or wacky to some of you, but for me, it is a tool I call Future Me. And this is something that I have spent a lot of time thinking about my future self and who I want future Sarah to be, and how confident and wealthy and beautiful and like grounded and all the things that I want to be in the future and pull into today. And so I have this like, I don't know, kimono style like shirt and bare midriff. I'm not going to show you that, with some flowy, not flowy pants, but like yoga pants and a workout top with this flowy kimono, because in my sort of meditation about future self, she was dressed kind of like this, just like walking around the house very casually and confident in her body. And so sometimes when I'm feeling resistance, I will dress up like future me, and I will do a little bit of meditation and visualization using my Pinterest board or some of my other like visual tools. And I will just get in the energy of future Sarah, as if I'm stepping into her and I'm becoming her for the day. In the follow through fix, which is our monthly membership that's new this year, we are doing an alter ego challenge, which is kind of a similar thing. I am creating a different alter ego for when I need to be more of like a badass person, but my future self is often an alter ego, like who I wish I could be. And sometimes allowing yourself to step out of the present moment and into this other version of yourself can feel really inspiring to get stuff done. And so that's what I've done this morning. I listened to some good, positive, encouraging, motivating YouTube videos while I was putting on my makeup and dressed up like future Sarah. So now I'm going to get stuff done the way future Sarah would get stuff done, in a happy, joyful way, because I'm so grateful for my life and I'm so grateful for this opportunity to make a new video today and all of that. So try it, see if it works. I don't know. I pull out all the tools to stay productive. Okay, let's get to work. Let me show you what I will plan for the day. Again, it's Thursday, so I go through my Kanban board. I say what got done. So yesterday, George and I spent time on the whiteboard coming up with promo plan, so that's done. Mirror Shadows 50K is done. Socials week 9 isn't quite over yet. I did start the newsletter plan, but I'm not done. Coffee chat won't happen until tomorrow, but I can look over here and say, okay, next we got 60K. So let's move that down the board. Is there anything else that I want to put on the board here? Not yet. I think all of that can wait. So then we move to goal number 2 and we kind of look. So follow through, fix, March, focus. I moved this down because this happens on Sunday. So I need to be aware that I got to prep for that live stream. Module 5 updates. That might not happen until next week. We're going to see if I have time today. Q&A is Saturday. HB90 on Etsy. This is already there. My new ops manager, Malia, messaged me yesterday to say that she had uploaded it. So I just need to approve it and put that live on Etsy. So if you want the HB90 planner, if you are enjoying this method and you're like, oh, I want to learn how to do this and how to manage my time in this way and get encouragement from Sarah and join this community of almost 5,000 alumni, come join us in HB90 Bootcamp. It literally starts Sunday this week, or it runs every single quarter, or you can grab the planner on Etsy. It is 20% off until March 15th. YouTube video 8, that will go up today. Social media still ongoing. Over here, I did my workout this morning, and then these things not done. So that is the first part. Then we're going to go into the planner. Just a review from yesterday. I did partially edit the Waco vlog and recorded a YouTube short, but I didn't do the thumbnail. I ended up spending 3 hours working on my book last night, as well as the editing plan. So that's 6 task blocks. a Mirror Shadows launch. We worked on the strategy for a while yesterday, and then I created this spreadsheet, which was my low energy task for the day, and almost everything here got done except for uploading the planner to Teachable. So I'll make sure that gets done today. So when we look at the ideal plan for the week, I'm a little bit behind on some of these things, like writing the email, but some of this stuff is done. So I move on to Thursday. I was planning to get this YouTube video up, but it's going to be my Waco vlog that gets done, and I need to write a newsletter. Then I've got more sort of admin things that need to get done. I do have like therapy coaching at 1, and that is going to determine kind of the rest of the afternoon. And then we've got family stuff this evening. I wrote BCS Live here, but we moved that to Friday. So I basically just take a look at, okay, what did I have scheduled for today? What of the week before this didn't get done that I can do today? And then what on my list here can I work through today? So this is pretty much how I run my weeks at all time. I also kind of make sure to come in here and update my time. So I'll do that in just a minute. And then I'm going to just quickly write out a plan for how I want Thursday to go. This is all I'm going to put on here for now, and we'll see kind of how I feel after this. A lot of times when Evie is at dance, we can't as moms go into the room with them, but we can watch them on the TV. And what I like to do is just keep an eye on her, sit where I can see her dancing, but also have one specific task that I'm going to do or something I'm going to read while I'm there. So I just need to pick out what I'm going to do for that. And we're going to get off to the races. Okay, my Waco vlog is done. That always takes a lot of time. And while it was finishing the formatting, I completed all of the tasks for the HB90 planner, which is now officially up on Etsy and is at a discount. So if you want to grab it, I will leave the link for you down below. And yeah, now I will begin the upload process, go grab some lunch, and then I have therapy after. I didn't even bring my planner in the room with me, but probably this afternoon, I'm going to just knock out a few more admin tasks before dance and then hopefully get some writing done tonight. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so therapy went long and also kicked my butt. Shout out to, well, it's not really therapy, it's really coaching. But shout out to my coach because she's incredible and she's changing my life. I cried so much and now I have to go pick the kids up and get Evie to dance. So I posted my vlog, had therapy, coaching. Now we got to get moving. I got to get my shoes on. I don't know how productive I will be this afternoon, but you know, this is something that we don't talk about enough in the productivity space. But working on yourself, doing therapy, coaching, energy work, all of this is part of your productivity, even if it doesn't seem like you've got an outward result that other people can point to or that even other people know about. But it can also affect how you feel in terms of being able to go and keep working hard. Like, you're not lazy if you had a therapy appointment that made you cry and you needed a day to integrate it. So give yourself a little bit of grace and keep moving forward as best you can. Oh my gosh, I'm wrecked. Hey you guys, it is 7:08. We just got back from dance and baseball and all the things. So I just took a couple minutes to put in my time, like update where I've spent. And I'm on track pretty much. YouTube, I spent a lot more time than I anticipated because I only had 6 task blocks for YouTube and it has been, you know, basically like 13. So I doubled what I thought I would spend, and I didn't even post as many videos as I thought. Vlogs just take a lot of time to edit and I didn't really account for it, but I have not spent as much time on the book as I wanted to, and thus the story of my life. So we're going to continue to work on changing that, but I did move the YouTube video down. That got done. The rest of this is still waiting. And then here I also, you know, have nothing that got moved specifically. Sometimes with the board itself, it can be helpful to have every single like post. If I'm going to do 30 days of posts, I would have 30 post-its here. And sometimes that just becomes overwhelming because there's too many on the board. I have tried it lots of different ways. I've tried it month to month. Like if this many post-it notes stresses you out, you could just have only this week or only the month of March on your board. And then when the month is over, you can reevaluate and add new ones for April. Or you can do like I mostly do, which is put the entire quarter on the board at the beginning. So in a couple of weeks, I will add all of April, May, and June to the board. However, sometimes it's helpful to have very granular tasks on here. But when I add hundreds of sticky notes, they get lost. And I found that it was becoming more overwhelming than it was motivating. And so that's when I started implementing the miniature Kanban board. So that is good too, but then the boards don't fully represent everything I got done. So I made a social media post today, but that is not necessarily represented here individually. It just has Instagram for the whole week. Sometimes what I have done in the past too is, let's say I have IG week 9, I would just write here at the bottom, maybe in circles or a little stamp and say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, if I wanted to make 5 posts, and then I would just check them off. So that way I can visually see the work. Basically, it's a flexible system. It's whatever motivates you. The whole point of it is just to get clarity around what it is you're doing and what it is you want to do so that you never feel like it's out of sight, out of mind. Like if you write it in a planner or you put it in a to-do list or you put it into Notion, a lot of times it's just going to be like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And the day will just sweep you away. But when you have an opportunity to see it and you come in and you remember to check on it all the time, or when it's right in your face, you're more likely to not ignore it. And that is really just the point. So let me take you to the planner and then I will end this episode and we will start back. Our final episode will carry us through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So this is what the planner looks like so far. I did 40, 50. I got my launch plan stuff done. Haven't done any of this, but I did the spreadsheet, so I can mark that one. Looking up here, the Etsy listing, Dropbox, email, all of that got done today, so I can mark that out. This will happen later this weekend. I did edit the Waco vlog, so that is done. I'm not going to do this, so I'm just going to mark that out. But I am currently recording Week in My Life, so that's getting done. And I put shorts here, but this is also just like, can be Instagram, doesn't have to be YouTube. So I'm marking that off. We're still working on the HardyCon venue thing. I did my coaching call today, so that is also done. And I recorded this. So really, honestly, if you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not getting anything done, when you have this dashboard instead of like most normal planners where you have just a list of all the things you're going to get done according to the week, it's so helpful to be able to see the whole list of like, oh my gosh, I'm actually getting a lot more done than I thought, which adds a lot of positive momentum. And if you are using a system like this and you just look back week after week and you're not actually getting a lot done, then you can say, okay, I'm putting way too much on my plate, and you can adjust. And that really is the power of this type of plan. So when I look at Thursday, I've been tracking my time here, but you can see there's not a lot written on the planner, and that is okay. But I know some people stress about not having, like if you have a whole daily page, but you don't have a lot to put on it. So just some other ideas is you could put meal plan here, you could put journaling here, you could put music quotes or pictures, memory keeping. There's lots of options of what you could do. Or I could be making notes here, like for example, the Waco vlog, I put chapters, but I put that on just like a notepad. I could have put that here as well. So that is basically how we are looking so far for the week. Just a couple of days left to get the rest of the work done. And every single day is just another opportunity to say, not to beat myself up, but just to say, how am I doing? How do I feel? Am I done for the week? Do I just need some rest? Can I keep going? Like I work a lot, I write a lot at night, but 7:15, I had a rough therapy kind of day. I'm just going to do more self-care tonight. I'm probably not going to write or get anything done, and that's okay too. So I know that's going to mean I'm not going to finish all of my edits this week either. That's okay. I'm running a course. I'm launching a course. I'm getting videos out. It's a constant awareness of taking care of my mental health, saying nice things to myself, but also continuing to move forward. And that is the best that we can do. So if you've been perpetually too hard on yourself, maybe consider a system like this where you can be flexible. You can physically see all the work that you're doing. You can see the results. It really helps a lot. All right, you guys, we have one final episode left of this productive week in my life. I hope you're enjoying it so far. If you are, please subscribe to this channel. I am only 18,000 subscribers away from 100K, and that is a big dream of mine that I didn't even think was possible when I first started YouTube, but now it feels so close I can taste it. So if you watched this video and you enjoyed it, please hit that subscribe button and join our hearty family. If you are loving this system, you can grab the planner, which will walk you through the basics of this system over on Etsy for 25% off until March 15th, or join the bootcamp. We would love to have you. We literally are so close to 5,000 total alumni, and a lot of our alumni come back and take the course again and again, free every single quarter. So come join us. We start March 15th. Otherwise, let me know if you're enjoying this, you like this style of video, and I will see you in the final episode. All right, see you next time. Bye.